Bray Wyatt was just invited to his first post-WWE match. We'll see what the story there is. We'll also take a look at the WWE superstar who just resigned, Bobby Lashley's partner, and much more. Let's start things off with this invitation for Bray Wyatt. What is this all about? Well, this all started thanks to former WWE superstar Braun Strowman. Strowman has a big tag team match coming up at an indie show that features familiar faces such as Erick, Rowan, Enzo, and Bully Ray. It's already a mini Wyatt Family reunion with Strowman and Rowan, but it appears that Strowman wants to extend the reunion even more with Bray. While speaking with Control Your Narrative, Strowman took some time to speak out and invite Bray Wyatt to come down for the match. Strowman mentioned how Erick, Rowan, and the rest of the wrestling universe would love to see him, and that's all incredibly true. Everyone automatically assumed that Bray Wyatt would show up in a wrestling ring as soon as his 90 days was up. But that didn't happen at all. There's been no wrestling appearances, not even a single interview from him. So it's safe to assume that his movie project has his full undivided attention right now. But like Braun said, the entire wrestling universe would definitely love to see him. Outside of some tweets every here and there, we've heard very little from Bray Wyatt over these last few months. He is scheduled for a Wrestling Con event later this year though, so maybe he'll say a few things during that appearance, but until then, things will probably continue to be quiet. So Braun offered the invite to the match to Bray, but will he actually take it? Well, you can never say never, but in this specific situation, it looks very unlikely that he'll show up at some random event like this unannounced. Bray Wyatt's name is still absolute star power and box office, so if he does plan to make a wrestling appearance, it'll likely be something that's huge. But that's the latest on Bray Wyatt for the time being. Hopefully we do get to see some sort of appearance from him sometime this year. Roman Reigns is indirectly responsible for one superstar staying with WWE. This superstar in question is Sami Zayn. Sami was coming up towards the end of his WWE contract, and you already know how hot of a topic that is in current day. If your contract is expiring, everyone wants to know where you're going next, what's your next move, and all those other details. And for a second there, everyone was unsure if Sami was going to stay or not. Kevin Owens' contract was expiring around the same time, and considering how close those two are, fans wondered if they would influence each other's decisions as well. Kevin Owens confirmed that he was staying in WWE, and now Sami Zayn has officially confirmed that he is staying as well. He had this to say on Twitter: "Sticking around and having fun, that's the Sami Zayn way." Reports claim that what really convinced Sami Zayn to stay in WWE was his recent usage and storylines. Sami Zayn had a lot of stories going on all at once for a while there. He became the #1 contender for the Universal title, had a story with Roman Reigns, had a story there with Brock Lesnar, and became highly featured on Smackdown. So reports claim that all those big stories with guys like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar played a role in convincing Sami to stay with WWE. Of course, for WWE fans, you gotta be thrilled about Sami Zayn re-signing. Not only is he amazing on the mic and in the ring, but he can also bring the fire with some highly bizarre and entertaining non-wrestling segments as well. So, just a great overall talent from every single aspect. Sami Zayn is still being highly featured. He's now in the Intercontinental Championship scene. So, we'll see what's next there for Sami and if he'll continue to be featured like this. The Hurt Business was no doubt one of the brightest points in WWE during the pandemic era. MVP was scouting around and made Lashley leave Lana in order to get more serious, and he made Benjamin and Cedric come along as well. The group was highly successful as a unit. That was until Lashley won the WWE title. After Lashley won the title, the faction was immediately split up with poor storytelling and no real explanation besides a little argument. Reports claim that the reason they split was because WWE wanted Lashley to stand out on his own as champion. They didn't want a group of guys all around him, which is understandable. But you could have done a bit more with a better breakup story that actually made sense. Strangely enough, The Hurt Business reunited on Raw during the late summer of 2021. But once again, with no real explanation, poor storytelling, and it was just completely directionless. That was a real weak reunion and never really went anywhere, and like we recently saw on Raw, they officially split again after Lashley took out Cedric and Benjamin. So that group has been on and off nonstop over a year now, so who knows what the future holds for that faction. But MVP recently spoke with Corey Graves on After the Bell and revealed even more Hurt Business plans that fell through the cracks. MVP had this to say, quote, "Behind the scenes, I was actually talking to Bianca Belair a little bit about potentially adding her to an organization, a little faction that I used to be a part of, because there was a lot of people talking about, hey, you need a woman in the group. And there was some discussions with Bianca Belair, but things went a different way." End quote. So just very interesting to hear what could have been. It looks like MVP was serious about bringing in Bianca Belair to stand alongside Bobby Lashley and the rest of the Hurt Business. He even talked to her about it. But for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. And it's funny because this was a popular fan theory as well. Fans really wanted to see a woman added to the Hurt Business. When Naomi was out on hiatus, fans thought that bringing her back through the Hurt Business would have been a perfect return for her. Fans even wanted to see a woman get added to the Bloodline as well. Like MVP said, there were a lot of people campaigning for some women to be added to these factions, most likely because of how much it would have helped them. If you're not the Four Horsewomen, if you're not one of those highly established stars in the women's division, TV time and proper usage may be a hard thing to come by in WWE. So whatever woman would be joining these factions, it would have been giving them a better platform and more opportunities to get noticed and make things happen for themselves. So it's unfortunate that these women never really were added to these groups, but on the plus side, the two main candidates for the role, Naomi and Bianca Belair, are still doing phenomenal in current day. Bianca Belair is still a threat to the Raw Women's title, and Naomi still has a massive program going on with Sonya Deville. So hopefully their usage continues to be great. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.